Hi there, welcome to the Fierce Factor podcast. I'm your host, Kaylee Lindholm. And I think it's time for us women to shift the conversation in business and step into our feminine leadership to do the most iconic work the aesthetic industry has ever seen. Each week, I'll be bringing a powerful dose of strategy, sarcasm, solutions, and sass that will rev up your creativity and ignite your brilliance as you link arms with me along our shared path of personal and professional growth in 20 minutes or less. Let's go. Listen, it is my mission to empower you to reach your full potential, to cultivate an extraordinary business that will withstand the test of time. And while 2020 has been a turbulent, disruptive year, I could not be more optimistic about the last stretch of 2020 because we're getting ready to kick off our new class of the Pop Aesthetic Leadership Academy. Perhaps you feel the level of growth you desire feels unattainable in this new era, or you're not sure the steps that you should take to get you there. Well, this Leadership Academy is our signature program, and it's a powerful leadership development incubator for practice owners and practice managers in the aesthetic industry, just like you. It's been developed based on tactical and practical wisdom I've learned over the last decade of mentoring, advising, and consulting with some of the continent's top aesthetic practices. And I mean physicians who have board certifications in multiple specialties, authors, podium speakers, many businesses already running multiple million-dollar enterprises. These are powerful leaders in our industry. And we are the only program on the market that focuses on teaching your team the systems, strategies, and skills to consistently produce six figures in monthly revenue for you while you focus on your craft. This is a group program where you will be part of a cohort of like-minded people who share your unique passion and ambition. Listen, if you're tired of wasting your time with courses, consultants, or relying on companies to help you grow your business that just do not get the big picture, this just might be the right fit for you. Our graduates are board certified MDs, practice managers, administrators, practice owners, and leaders. And while they may have different job titles, they share a nuanced set of powerful leadership skills that have allowed them to elevate to the top 2% of aesthetic businesses. And for the month of December, we will be accepting applications for our January 2021 class. If you are ready to make your final transformation and take your business to its next level of success, you can head over to our website and apply at www.klcconsultants.com/PLA-info. Hello, Fierce Factor. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of the Fierce Factor podcast. We're going to talk about when a financial goal can actually become destructive for your business. And I'm sitting here feeling just a little bit bittersweet this week because at this time last year, I was tightening up the logistics for PopCon, our first annual business accelerator event that we hosted in January at the gorgeous waterfront Balboa Bay Club in Newport Beach. And for those of you who attended, you will remember how exquisite the venue was, but also how incredible our speakers and attendees were. It was truly magical. And while I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to host this event, meet so many new faces, make a collective impact on our industry, if I'm honest, I also had such optimism for what 2021 PopCon would be. And of course, I could go on and on about the coulda, woulda, shouldas of this year. But the reality is it's just not going to work as a virtual conference. And I had to make the difficult decision to cancel the event this year. I am, however, looking into options for a small pop retreat, thinking something intimate, impactful, and iconic, perhaps early to mid-year. So stay tuned for that announcement. So this week, we just wrapped up Iconic Influence Bootcamp. That's our free virtual event where we had over 100 aesthetic practices join us in building their 2021 growth blueprint. And this was truly an experience. We had competitions going on, live interactions, homework. It was the real deal. and truly the next best experience to being face to face. But what I appreciated the most about these sessions were just really the candid, vulnerable stories, questions that attendees were sharing related to mostly their concerns about the future, the uncertainty about what's to come with the pandemic, and the fear of financial impact in the new economy. Today, we received an email saying our practice needs support badly, but we talked to our CPA and he said we really need to focus on keeping cash in the bank right now. I want to address this concern that this practice manager and perhaps some of you listening have that is related to the cash flow in your business in a downturn economy, because it really does directly correspond to the topic of this podcast, which is how a tunnel vision focused on financial outcomes can actually stall or even become destructive for your business by keeping your vision too short-sighted or reactive. And I want to address this and one common mistake that's being made as it relates to driving profit in practices. So first, let's talk about this cash on hand. There's two ways to protect your cash in the bank. One is to spend less, two, to make more. So let's talk about the first option, spending less. So spending less or saving money is the most logical choice for many businesses because during challenging times, quite frankly, it's the safest one. There's no risk involved in this option. You know how much money you'll have left after not spending it, so you can protect yourself from cash flow issues. But saving money is not the same as making investments. It will not generate more money for you. Therefore, the strategy is a safe, put the business on hold and wait it out kind of strategy. Let's talk about the second option, make more money. Now, this plan requires us to think strategically and reallocate resources to optimize profitability. So it may mean pulling back in one area to reinvest in another area that has the propensity to generate more profit. For example, investment in team, a calculated, proven marketing strategy, operational systems that will strengthen the foundation of your business. And here's the thing, when there's a lack of clarity or certainty, we tend to revert to what is safe and comfortable. But there's a problem with that. Focusing on the numbers is transactional, and transactions don't grow a business. Unrelenting commitment to consistent activities that drive the mission, the purpose of the business forward, is what creates sustainable long-term success. On the contrary, when you're hitting the pause button on your business, your competitors will be busy reinvesting to deepen their bond and loyalty with current clients, attract new customers, snatch up it factor staff members, and demonstrate preeminent leadership to their team and community. Essentially, they're getting bigger, badder, and stronger while you wait it out. Think of this in terms of how you communicate with your patients. Are you negotiating with your patients on what your value is? Are you trying to prove to them your value? Or are you having conversations about what one unit of Botox will do or one IPL treatment? Or are you having conversations about long-term care plans and results-driven outcomes? You catch my drift here? Transaction versus result. So as we spent the week in our boot camp building 2021 strategic business plans, we literally spent 4 days talking about leadership, brand positioning, attracting dream clients, building an A+ team before we even touched on financial goals. Because you see, when you have a vision that's bigger than hitting the number, your financial goals are simply a tool or a byproduct of your company being everything it is intended to be and to serve with passion and purpose. This is how you develop an anchor point for everyone in your company to build a lasting legacy. If you want to hear this advice from someone who has nearly doubled his revenue year over year and has hit record sales months during this pandemic, listen to episode 32 with Dr. Joshua Waltzman, who will describe how his business has become even more dynamic, more viable, and more secure in one of the most insecure times in human history. He doubled down on purpose, not on transactions. So as you're building your strategic plan for 2021, I want to encourage you to think about how your financial goals fit into the ambition you have for your business, your life, and your legacy. What does hitting that number mean for you? What happens when you hit that number? Does life become doubly awesome, or do you become twice as busy? Or your system set up to effortlessly attract high-end patients who recognize your brilliance, respect, and appreciate you? Do they refer more dream clients on a daily basis? Or are you spending time in a loop of transactions that are growing in number, but not your life's purpose? Remember, we never had a guarantee. Not in 2020, not ever. The only thing we can control is our commitment to delivering excellence and trust in the process. If you are simply focused on that financial goal, please be careful not to make reactive decisions around protecting that number that may compromise the purpose you have in this world, the vision you have for your company, and the personal brand that you have built through your hard work, experience, and expertise. And if you're like our client, Dr. Waltzman, and you want to build a deeply satisfying, lucrative, freedom-based business that grows bigger, badder, and stronger in any season or economy, I'd love to extend the invitation for you to join us in our 2021 class of the Pop Aesthetic Leadership Academy. Perhaps the language of growth right now, it feels unnatural or foreign or unattainable for you. Or maybe the idea of taking a risk on yourself right now is making your heart pound uncontrollably. But the reality is we're entering a new era in aesthetics, and the days of passive leads knocking on your door are long gone. If you want to get a different result in your business than you had in 2020, it's going to take an empowered decision to employ a new set of actions focused on long-term, sustainable, iconic growth. And so I'd love for you to apply to join us in this Leadership Academy. It is our signature one-year program, and it's a powerful leadership development incubator for practice owners and practice managers in the aesthetic industry. And it's really been developed based on the tactical and practical wisdom I have learned over the last decade of mentoring, advising, and consulting with some of the country's top aesthetic practices. And you will be joining a group of physicians who have board certifications in multiple specialties, authors, researchers, podium speakers, many already running multiple million-dollar enterprises, and some who are new business owners or leaders who just frankly want to skip out on conforming to the status quo or implementing the disjointed tactics that are commoditizing our industry. This isn't for everyone. This is a higher level program designed exclusively for business owners and leaders who are ready to stand out and make an investment once and for all in shoring up an unbreakable foundation for their business that will stand the test of time. If you feel like this is resonating with you, like you are ready to link arms with me and tip that last domino that will knock the remainder of the dominoes, you're ready to have a guide and accountability to implement the systems, the strategy, and the people plan that will take your business to its next level, you can go to, I'll link up in the show notes as well, klcconsultants.com/PLA-info. Again, klcconsultants.com/PLA-info to learn more and submit an application. And once you go in, you'll click the link and then be directed to a form where we will ask you a couple questions and set up a one-on-one call to talk about your business to determine if this program will be the right fit to get you the kind of results that we expect for our clients. So I would love to work with you. I'd love to get my brain in your business. And I hope that this was a helpful episode for you if you're thinking about what kind of decisions to make right now in terms of how to protect your cash flow and where to really double down. Thank you for joining me for this episode of The Fierce Factor. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure you subscribe so you can automatically get new shows every week. I'd also love it if you left us a review. And come join the conversation online. If you're an aesthetic industry owner, operator, or leader, please join my free Facebook group, The Tribe of Fierce Aesthetic Leaders, a community of ambitious, purpose-driven professionals who collaborate and share best practices for growth in business and life. I'm honored you tuned in.